Okay, I'm Smokey Wright. I'm from Minot, North Dakota. I talk too much and get my nose into too many things. I'm not unique at all. They did throw the mold away, and I'm glad for that. I'm very happy that they did that. Well, I guess he was about a third or fourth generation Wright up in Ontario as a horse thief, and I think that's kind of just trickled down. They still give me credit for being a horse thief. I was involved with a lot of volunteer organizations earlier, and got to know a lot of people, and also traveling throughout the country and working at the old time thrashing shows. I've got a lot of friends there, and it's just it's kind of a, you know one guy and pretty soon you know three is how it works. I grew up on a town at Antler, North Dakota, a mile and a half from the Canadian line. We used to jump the border sometimes, but we don't talk about that. Our farm is the fourth generation now. I've rented it out, but I'm still keeping it in the family name anyhow. And I farmed there for about 35 plus years, and I also had a job at the Minot Air Force Base for 30 of those years. I was 23 years old, no, I was 21 years old when I went to Oil Patch, and Dick Cheney and I are both partners. Well, we both work for Halliburton. It's an oil field service company. I guess Dick was a little higher up on the food chain than I was, but I spent 5 years with it, and I feel that everybody should spend 5 years in the oil patch because you do appreciate life much differently after that. It's hard work, it's dirty work, and it's an experience. Yeah, I read about farm rescue, and then I saw Big Bill Crumwoody down at the Ag Show in Minot, and I visited with him a bit, and he said, well, why don't you sign up, Smokey? I said, well, okay, it's like all these other drawings. I didn't think I'd ever hear anything, and well, the rest is history. But it was the fact that I wanted to get back out around machinery and in the dirt, and I did get in the dirt too. Well, this is my third year now, and I feel that this way, I hope that I'm helping these people that are in need. I guess if it got to be too depressing or too hard, I'd go home. As a volunteer, I don't, I've got that option. I trained a guy the other day, and like I shared with Bill, out of a job now, so going down to the unemployment office this afternoon. So, well, I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've met any of the new volunteers in South Dakota here, and we've got the cream of the crop here. The other team is the North Dakota team. Great, they're wonderful guys. We had a very good companionship, and we work as a team. We don't have anybody that's any greater than anybody else. We're a team. We try to kind of joke around, feel that keeps the morale up a little better, and so I think we have jokes back and forth all the time, and it's the understanding is if it hurts anybody's feelings, let us know, and we'll stop right then. What I would be doing if I weren't doing this? Oh, I've got 2 old buildings out at my farm that I'm going to put new siding on this summer, and I've got about 12 or 14 old tractors that are standing there waiting for attention. I think, let's see, I think 4 of them are old tractors that my dad had. So I'm actually the second owner on these tractors. The oldest one is a 1926 McCormick Deering, you know, one for McCormick, of course, and I've got all the way up into the 50s. Most of them are red. I've got a 1928 Alice Chalmers, and none of them are real unique, but they're unique to me, and they all need work, and I don't like these DuPont shootings that people advertise as a overhaul. I figure they got to be fixed if they're overhauled. Well, that's been my way of life. I was raised to to go do things. If you're going to do it well and get it done, get it over with. Plus I do shingle estimating for my son-in-law, and I'm getting behind on that. So agriculture is a way of life for people to make a living here, but it's also a way of feeding the nation. And if we don't keep up our end of it and producing, people are going to go hungry around the world. And it's an economic thing, of course, both ways. And I see that Farm Rescue is a good program. I think that the overall project is very necessary. We've helped a lot of people that have needed help, and I think it's a super program. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out doing it. We're helping these people so that they can hopefully make it another year, so they can be on their own, so that they can support themselves. There's two things about that, and we talk about that a lot in the tractor, and that's the fact that a farmer has to be one of the world's largest gamblers, even though he wouldn't spend a nickel at a casino. And the other thing is he's got to have faith in God, because if he doesn't, why is he putting that seed in the ground? And we've got a lot of good sponsors, and it's, I guess, part of the reason that they're interested in helping they're helping the farmers. They know that this is agriculture. They know that they have to help us. Some of our larger sponsors are directly involved with agriculture, and it's a cycle where you help me and I'll help you type thing, sort of. It's a pretty tough question actually to answer what my favorite part of farming is, because I like the planting part, and I like to see the fact that when we're actually harvesting, we see what we've reaped, what we sowed. We don't actually see the actual production, but we know that if we get into some good production, harvest is probably more fun than this. Of course, it's more dependent on the weather than this.